Hey guys, it's dinner time and mom and I are tag teaming in the kitchen today. I'm gonna be preparing some Parmesan chicken. She's making some fried cabbage on the stovetop, and I'm gonna be making some mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I make the Parmesan chicken. I'll show you a few glimpses of the cabbage because I don't think mom wants to be on the camera. So essentially mom has some bacon and some onion that she's cut up and fried up in the skillet. And then she's just basically cutting up the cabbage. And when she's finished cutting the cabbage up, just in this manner, rolling up some leaves, or the bigger leaves, she rolls up and cuts thin like this. Almost kind of like you're making collard greens, or like Brazilian style collard greens when they roll them and cut them really, really thin, julienne style. That's what she's doing. So, julienne style. I'm sorry, I didn't say it right. So yeah, I'm talking too much. Let me just go ahead and get to this chicken. For the sake of the video, I've already cut 4 chicken breasts and split them in half and then flatten them just by putting them between 2 pieces of saran wrap, just to kind of get them all the same thickness so that they can cook at the same rate. Now I am just eyeballing. I think I'm about to do about 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs here. Those are panko breadcrumbs. And then I also have some flour, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit of flour here. Probably say about 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. Making a mess. I think I have it in a bag. And then to that, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. And I'll probably do about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese as well. Now I'm gonna add some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder and some parsley to this, just to season the breadcrumb mixture. And like I said, I'm tag teaming today, so if you hear, you know, some other background noise, mom's cooking the cabbage in the background. My daughter's in here cooking. We're also watching the briefing today because it's just a lot going on. But here I am just doing about 2 teaspoons or so of the garlic powder. Now I am just going to do just a little bit. Maybe it's like 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And maybe about 1 teaspoon of parsley that I'm just going to break up like so. And now we have some kosher salt. I'm gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons of kosher salt in here. Now I'm literally just going to mix it up with my fingers. See if I can break up any chunks that may be here. Now, even though I am seasoning the bread mixture here, what I'm gonna coat my chicken with, I'm still going to salt and pepper and garlic my chicken, because you guys know, no bland meat is my motto. But I'm not gonna overdo it because there's not gonna be a need to do that. So that's been mixed up well. Now here I have 3 eggs and probably about 1/4 cup of just regular milk. I'm just gonna beat this up, and I am going to zest a lemon into this because this is gonna be lemon garlic Parmesan chicken. Just give this a nice little mix. So now we just have the lemon, and I'm just going to zest. I should turn it this way so I don't lose any of my lemon zest. All right, so that's good. Add that in there. So mom's cooking the cabbage, and basically after those onions and the bacon cooked up, she just literally tossed in her cabbage that she cut up, and now she's just incorporating everything. Have you put any seasoning in it yet?
Salt, red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes, and a little seasoned salt.
She'll just keep tossing this and tasting it once it cooks down a little bit more to see if she needs to add any additional seasoning there. Now what I'm going to do is just season these with some salt. Like I said I was going to do. I'm just kind of gonna lightly dust them. And I have some pepper here. Just lightly dust them. Some garlic powder. So the same 3 seasonings that I put in the breading batter, breadcrumb mixture, are the same seasonings that I'm using here. So again, just a light dusting. Now I'm just flipping them and doing the same thing to the other sides. I have my egg mixture here and then my breadcrumb mixture. So I'm going to bread them all using one hand for the liquid, one hand for the breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to sit them on a resting tray here. And then once I have them all done, then I will take them over to the stove and cook them up. So I'm literally gonna do quickly one side, drop it in, try to cover it all over, press it down, try to get everything to stick here. Then I'm just gonna shake it off and lay it over to the side. So my skillet is heated and it is very, very hot. I can feel the heat up here. So now I'm just going to do about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'm going to mix that with about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I finished them all and laid them out, so they're all ready to go, so there won't be any downtime in between frying. So we're just going to lay this down. And I had to turn the skillet off because I was doing something else and it was really, really hot. So just in a few minutes it'll come back up to full temperature, but I think I might just crank that up just a little bit. So these are frying up just nice, as you can see. I'm just going to go ahead and toss those. Not toss them, turn them. And this is why it's important to try to get them all about the same thickness so that they cook up at the same rate. Because I cannot have cabbage without cornbread, we're gonna go ahead and fix up some cornbread. So 2 tablespoons of self-rising cornmeal, not tablespoons, 2 cups of self-rising cornbread. Cornmeal, I cannot talk today. 2 cups of self-rising cornmeal. I do not have any self-rising flour. I just have all-purpose, so I'm gonna use this. But ideally, you would want to use some self-rising flour in conjunction with this. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of that. Give that a little swirl in the bowl. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. And give that another swirl. Now I'm making a well in the middle, just a nice little spot here. And what I'm going to do is crack an egg right in the middle here. Now I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of 2% milk and 1/4 cup of buttermilk, because I do have buttermilk that I don't want it to go to waste. And I'm just going to combine this and mix this up. Now I will likely have to add more milk, but I don't want to over add the milk, so I'm I'm gonna stir it first to see if I need any more. I'd say I need just a little bit more, not much. I'd probably say about a tablespoon. I'm gonna opt for the buttermilk. So that's about a tablespoon of buttermilk. And by George, I think we have it. So this is the consistency you're looking for. Now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons, roughly, maybe a little bit more, of vegetable oil that I have heated. I heated mine right on the stove top on an eye, and I'm going to just add this in. Or if you don't want to do it that way, you can sit it in the oven while your oven is preheating, and by the time it's ready, you can just pour that oil right into your batter before you stick it into the oven. Now we're just going to pour this right into the skillet here. Now, just so you know, in case you didn't know, you preheat your oven, you preheat your oil in your skillet because that's how you get a really good crust on the bottom of your cornbread. I have here probably about 8 to 9 golden potatoes here, Yukon Gold potatoes, and I just have a mashed potato smasher here that I'm using to go over them and get them ready. Half a stick of butter here that was just left over in the fridge. I'm gonna just plop that bad boy right in and use the heat from the potatoes to melt it. I also have about another, it's a little less than a half of a stick, and guess what? I'm gonna add that too. All right, so now I'm gonna start seasoning with some salt. So this is about a tablespoon. I'm going to hit it with some pepper. And I'm gonna do about half of the can of evaporated milk. So at this time, I'm going to get rid of my mashed potato smasher. Switch over to a spoon so I can make sure that I get it mixed up really well. Now they're starting to look like mashed potatoes. And here's the secret to some good mashed potatoes. Some good old sour cream. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm just going to mix it around. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. One thing to note about mashed potatoes is as they sit, they get a little thicker. So if they're not gonna be served like immediately, you might wanna make them just a little bit looser than you like to eat them, because after a minute, they will actually set up and probably get to the thickness that you desire. Now, potatoes are very hard to salt for some reason, and I usually try to do it while the water is boiling, but then I find that I still have to add salt, and to me that's kind of overdoing it because I already put a lot in the water and then I have to add a lot afterwards. So I just rather do it in one step as opposed to both. Take a look at that. Perfect, creamy mashed potatoes. So dinner is done, guys. We got Mom's fried cabbage with bacon and onions, the mashed potatoes, and the Parmesan chicken cutlets, and the cornbread. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and leave any comments down below. Until the next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.